Good afternoon. Please be seated. I am John Anderson, the Provost at Middle Georgia State University. It is an honor to welcome you to campus today. Today we join with faculty, staff, parents, relatives, friends, guests, and dignitaries to celebrate our spring 2019 graduating class. We extend our appreciation to all who have been involved in planning and preparing for today's commencement ceremony. Their efforts have made this day a day that you, especially the graduates, will remember. This commencement ceremony is one of three held on campus today, with more than 600 students participating in graduation this semester. Holding three events allows graduates to participate in smaller, more intimate ceremonies celebrating their success, along with those graduating with similar degrees. We also sought to keep the ceremonies at a reasonable length, which most people appreciate. At this time, I would like to direct your attention to the first row. You will notice that there's an empty chair draped with a black cloth. The chair has been placed here in remembrance of all the students, staff, faculty that we have lost this year. Please join me in a moment of silence to remember the hard work and dedication they put into their time here at Middle Georgia. Thank you. Today we celebrate a commencement, a new beginning. For graduates, that will mean leaving an area of comfort, leaving the classroom of learning, and possibly parting ways with close friends. This commencement will include entering a new pattern of life, a new schedule, and a new set of responsibilities in work and in life. But before the candidates for graduation move on, let's enjoy this commencement ceremony together and celebrate what has been accomplished. Candidates, you have received a lot of help getting here. The help has come from many people, including your family, your friends, possibly donors of a scholarship, and members of the Middle Georgia State University community. You have been prepared well, and now will have the opportunity to use your new knowledge, skills, abilities, and yes, your global perspective to do something that is good in the world, to lighten someone's burden, to build and shape humanity, and to make the world a better place. As we commence sending you off on that journey, let's let you take a minute to say thank you to those who have helped you get here today. Will the spring 2019 class of Middle Georgia State University please rise? Now, candidates, please turn and join me in a round of applause, thanking all those who have been here to support you today. Please remain standing, and we'd like to invite everyone else to stand as well, as we invite Dr. Robert McTire, Chair of Media, Culture, and the Arts in the College of Arts and Sciences, who will lead us in the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Dr. McTire. You may be seated. There was one other significant group that has supported you, candidates for graduation, and enriched your educational experience. The Middle Georgia State University, represented here today by Honorable Edward D. Meyer, Chief Judge of the Superior Court of Houston County Judicial Circuit, who is an alumnus of this institution. He graduated from what was then Macon Junior College in 1974. His continued involvement and support of our students sets a wonderful example of our soon-to-be alumni. The Middle Georgia State Foundation strives to improve the lives of people in Middle Georgia by enabling our students, faculty, and staff to achieve extraordinary results. Some of our graduates have benefited from foundation scholarships. Many of you have participated in foundation-sponsored academic programs and activities, and all of you have studied in modern classrooms and labs and a library outfitted in part with foundation-funded equipment and technology. Judge Meyer, we deeply appreciate your involvement in Middle Georgia State University as an alumnus and the generosity of the foundation. Thank you for your leadership. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Edward D. Meyer.
Good afternoon. I had to change that. We're doing this 3 times, so you're the afternoon group. I want to welcome you to what is a very special day for each of you, and certainly a special day in the history of Middle Georgia State University. As Provost said, my name is Ed Meyer. I'm an alumnus of this university, this institution, and it's an honor for me to speak with you today on behalf of the Alumni Association. The association is made up of civic and business leaders throughout Middle Georgia who recognize that this institution is one of the region's most valuable assets. I know from experience that the degree you receive today has a tremendous value. It communicates to people that you can finish what you start, you are intellectually curious, you know how to think critically, and you want to succeed. When I graduated from what was then Macon Junior College, we only had about 5 buildings on campus, I believe. Still had the duck pond, but not the other. I went on to Mercer, and I received my undergraduate and law degrees from Mercer University. And then I had the good fortune to work for several federal judges, to prosecute in both the state and federal court system, to be the district attorney for the Houston Judicial Circuit, and now for 22 years to serve on the bench as a trial judge in the Houston Circuit. It was this place that contributed greatly to my being able to have those experiences, because it was here that I learned how to learn and how to enjoy that process of learning. And I suspect a number of you know exactly what I'm talking about, and congratulations to you. I also know from experience that whatever name this place had when you were growing up or when you first started here, that's not nearly as important as the values that are embodied by the alumni. You are about to join the ranks of alumni, proud sons and daughters of this great institution. And regardless of whether the diploma says Macon Junior College, Middle Georgia College, Macon State College, Middle Georgia State University, we all stand united in the institution's values of stewardship, engagement, adaptability, and learning. You leave here today to begin the next chapter of your lives, but we hope you'll come back often. Some of you may return to work on a graduate degree. Might find you here in the fall at the homecoming. But whenever you come back, you're going to find a university that has been built on the reputation of graduates like yourselves and the faculty and staff who have poured their lives into you. Just as your success today reflects very well on your family and your community, your success going forward is going to reflect very well on Middle Georgia State University. I encourage you to remain connected. Middle Georgia State students and alumni share a bond with each other and with our alma mater. Learn to appreciate and utilize the tightly knit and spirited network of MGA alumni spread literally across the world. The friendships you made here, the network you will continue to form with fellow alumni are worth your time and effort. Stay in touch with us, support the work of the foundation, and encourage and mentor those who are going to come behind you. You do not know when a word you speak or some action by you will influence another person and change their lives for the better. So please be engaged in that way. It is now my pleasure and great honor to install each of you as members of the Middle Georgia State University Alumni Association. This organization proudly supports academic excellence, the best interest and traditions of MGA, and its more than 40,000 alumni worldwide. We strive to help you stay connected with your university and hope you will continue to make the organization stronger through your participation and support. So now, on behalf of the Alumni Association and the Foundation, congratulations, graduates, and welcome to the proud community, the family that is Middle Georgia State alumni.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Chris Blake, and I have the honor of serving as president of Middle Georgia State University. Each year, our Student Honors, Awards, and Graduation Committee, with my approval as president, designates one student from the entire senior class as the President's Scholar. Students of all of the university's campuses are eligible for this award. The student chosen must have an outstanding academic record, have been involved in campus and community service, and must demonstrate characteristics indicating the promise of a very successful future. The individual selected to represent the senior class of 2019 exceeds all the qualities we look for in our President's Scholar. This student is a highly motivated and intellectually talented individual. She embodies the characteristics of a true scholar. She has studied abroad, participated in experiential learning opportunities, conducted action research, and presented at the Future Georgia Educators Conference and the Georgia Council for Teachers of Mathematics Conference. One of her professors writes this: Taylor consistently stands out among her peers by always delivering exceptional work. She continues to impress me by the way she applies what she has learned in planning lessons that meet the needs of diverse students. Today, she graduates magna cum laude with a Bachelor of Science degree in elementary special education. After graduation, she will move to the Brunswick and St. Simons Island area, which is coincidentally near the beach, to continue her teaching at Waynesville Primary School. Additionally, she plans to pursue her master's and her specialist degrees in education and obtain an ESOL endorsement. It is truly my pleasure to introduce Middle Georgia State University's President's Scholar for the class of 2019, Ms. Taylor Cravey. Taylor.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates, professors, family members, friends, distinguished guests, and President Blake. Fellow graduates, we did it. It may not have been easy. In fact, it was quite difficult at times, but we did it. It is an honor to speak at this year's graduation ceremonies to commemorate our successes and to close this chapter of our lives. In speaking for the graduating class of 2019, I would like to talk a little about the past few years and what the future holds for each of us. At some point, we all had our first day here at Middle Georgia State University. I was 18 years old and was quite nervous about my first day in college. I did not think I would be able to find my classes, I would be late, or I would have made a bad impression on my professors. Thankfully, I started on the Dublin campus, which is quite small, so I was able to successfully find my classes in no time, which I loved. It felt like home. All of the professors I encountered during my first semester were not only welcoming, but they were advocates for their students' education. Throughout the last 4 years, the campuses I moved to did get bigger, but the welcoming feeling I had in each classroom never changed. All of our professors, each and every single one of them, strive to mentor and educate us to become the best that we could be. I don't think that can be found at any other university. Middle Georgia State University has been a home for each of us, and I couldn't think of a better university at which to earn my degree. Looking towards the future, I find that we are all prepared for whatever comes our way. We have succeeded in graduating, and now a new chapter is about to begin in each of our lives. I want to offer 3 takeaways to help each of us succeed in the future. First, to successfully make it to this point, we all had to set goals. We are all great in our own way because of the goals we have set forth in our life. We all have achieved the goal of graduating, so what is your next goal? Muhammad Ali once said, "What keeps me going is goals," and I find that to be true in my life. Greatness means pushing yourself and working towards your goals to be the best version of yourself. Following your dreams to achieve your goals is by far the greatest thing that you can ever do for yourself. Setting goals will be the key to your future successes. Goals are not only special for events like graduation, but goals should be ongoing throughout your life. Prioritize who you are and who you want to be. Second, use your mistakes to build your future. We can allow our mistakes to discourage us, we can ignore them completely, or we can learn from our mistakes. Mistakes should not be feared. Use mistakes to learn and help you build your future successes. As a teacher, I have made many mistakes, as children are not always easy people to work with, but learning from my mistakes has helped me to become a better teacher. Third, I encourage you to travel. Take the trip, see the city you want to see, and experience other cultures. The world has so much to offer, so go out into it and see it. One of the greatest things Middle Georgia has offered to me was the ability to study abroad. It was one of the greatest experiences I have ever had. I encourage everyone to travel and see the world. It opens your eyes to so many new things and adventures that should not be taken for granted. When you leave here today, what will you do next? Most of us will start jobs, move, or continue our education. Every day will not be easy, no matter what your job is and what you're doing in life. If you work hard and prioritize who you are and who you want to be, you will thrive in this new chapter of your life. Through everything I have said today and everything else you will hear, it's most important to remember to define success for yourself and always find the joy in your work. No matter where you go and what you do, always remember to be your true self and never be afraid to stand out from the crowd. From the wise words of one of my greatest professors and person I have ever known, Dr. Shamani Shakwambi, it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Taylor, for speaking on behalf of the graduating class. Let's give her another round of applause for that. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce our Spring 2019 Commencement speaker. For 15 years, as a busy mother with a demanding career at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, Mary Laverty tried the super person route, and she failed. One day, while furiously working away at her computer and barking at the kids to keep their distance, she realized in her zeal to get everything done that she had become disconnected from her family, from her work, and from the person she wanted to be. Now, an international speaker, consultant, and writer, Laverty is also president of Life Balance, Inc., a company devoted to spreading the message of finding balance through connection. She is the author of numerous best-selling books, including Stop Screaming at the Microwave, How to Connect Your Disconnected Life. I used to have a handle on life, but it broke. And 6 Power Solutions for Women with Too Much to Do. And her most recent book, The Invitation, When You're Ready to Take Your Next Step. Laverty has helped to impact the lives of people all over the world, sharing her strategies for staying connected to what matters most. She has also been a guest on ABC 2020 special program about women and stress, and she has appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show 4 times. Please join me in welcoming President of Life Balance Incorporated, Miss Mary Laverdy.
President Blake, trustees, faculty, students, family, and guests, and most importantly, congratulations to the 2019 Middle Georgia State University graduates. It's a very exciting moment. Okay, graduates, now, this is the part of the ceremony where the commencement speaker finally reveals to you the secret of success. Aren't you glad you came? So I took my assignment very seriously. What is the secret? Should I tell you to dream big, to believe in yourself, to work hard? Well, while those are noble concepts, I have a different idea. I think that the secret to success in life hinges on what you are willing to quit. Yes, you came all this way to find out that the secret is I want you to become a quitter. Now, this is not what we've been told, is it? A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. But actually, I think it's the opposite. I think winners quit. And here's how it works. Whatever you decide that you want, whether it's a great job or a loving relationship or a brand new pickup truck, whatever it is, there are going to be things that are in the way of you getting it. And unless you're willing to remove those obstacles first, it's going to feel like you are swimming in wet cement. Lots of struggle and effort with very little to show for it. So, what do you quit? You quit everything that is in the way of what you want. It could be too much time spent on social media or thinking you're not good enough. It could be perfectionism or worrying about what others think of you. It might be too many beers on the weekend. When do you quit? Well, usually sooner than you think. My favorite anti-smoking slogan is cold turkey is better than dead duck. On the other hand, you might need to get still and pray or meditate and inquire within. The answers will come to you. How do you quit? Quit as consciously, confidently, and graciously as you can that is in the line with the highest values that you hold. You might quit in stages, establish a GoFundMe campaign, or use the help of a good psychotherapist. See yourself succeeding. And why do you quit? Well, mostly you quit because it is in the way. But secondly, you quit because paradoxically, while it might be difficult to quit in the short run, it is almost always easier to quit in the long run. It's like taking off a leaden coat before you climb the mountain. Knowing what to quit, when to quit, how to quit, and why you are quitting is the hallmark of an authentic life. So today, I want to share with you 3 things that I think you should quit. First, quit thinking that you have to know. You might be experiencing some of this now. A few years ago, the graduating students of one college class who were tired of being incessantly asked, "So, what are you going to do now?" wore buttons on their gowns that said, "Don't ask me, I don't know." Some people will tell you to fake it until you make it if you don't know. This is such a bad idea. Its alleged truth is based on the premise that we pretty much have to know everything, pretty much all of the time, and that if we don't, our value goes down and we have failed in some way. The real truth is, it is okay not to know. In fact, getting comfortable with not knowing is a vitally important piece of the puzzle. I call it being able to comfortably live in, I have no idea what I'm doingville. Ironically, geniuses are particularly good at not knowing. Leonardo da Vinci, considered by many to be the greatest genius of all time, believed that his ability to embrace ambiguity and uncertainty and paradox was the secret to his brilliance. So instead of faking it, we can cultivate what Da Vinci called confusion endurance. It's an ability to thrive in the tension of not knowing. If you are still tempted to fake it till you make it, I'd like to tell you about Tom, a graduate in aeronautical engineering, who after graduation had the opportunity to get his interview for his dream job, was being a International Space Station flight controller at NASA in Houston. During this coveted interview, he was asked, why do the astronauts float in space? Now, the question trips up many applicants when they answer that it's because of a lack of gravity in space. But of course there's gravity in space. Without it, there'd be nothing to hold the satellites in orbit. Tom knew the correct answer. He replied, the astronauts aren't floating, they're falling. They're falling 17,500 miles an hour, the same speed as the space station. Gravity is what makes their fall a circle around the Earth. Then the interview asked the second question. In a room completely sealed to the outside, if you opened the refrigerator door, would the room get cooler? Again, applicants stumble on this when they answer the obvious. But Tom knew this answer too. He said, because no engine is 100% efficient. As it works, it creates heat. And without a way to vent that heat, the room will get warmer. Tom was acing the interview. Then he was asked the third question. And at first he thought he didn't know the answer. But he took his time, he dug deep into the recesses of his brain, and he looked the interviewer in the eye and confidently said, I don't know. Well, Tom went home that day knowing he had blown the interview. His dream was over. He was right, however, that the last answer was a turning point in the interview, because had the interviewer gotten even a whiff that he was guessing, he would have been immediately disqualified. He explained it. It is okay not to know everything, even if you're running the space station. NASA only hires people who can set aside their pride and say, I don't know, and find someone who can. He said, you know, I can't guess and tell the astronaut to open a valve, because if I'm wrong and it opens to space, 6 people have just died. He summed up the importance of believing that it is okay not to know in 4 words. They must trust you. Well, Tom got his dream job, and now he describes it that what I do down here happens up there. It's gotten more humid. It is understandably not easy to live in I have no idea what I'm doingville. But when you don't know, it doesn't mean you're lost, and it doesn't mean you're stuck. It means that if you can thrive in the tension of not knowing, you will find your way. And it is okay that you don't yet know exactly how. So the second thing I want you to quit, ghosting. In 2017, Webster's Dictionary added this new word. I will now read the definition of ghosting so that your parents will know what we are talking about. Ghosting is the practice of abruptly cutting off all contact with someone, such as a former romantic partner, by no longer accepting or responding to calls and messages. As in, we were dating for 2 months and then, without warning, I got ghosted. Unfortunately, ghosting has now spread to the workplace. Applicants blow off their scheduled interview. New hires turn into no-shows with no reason given. Some employees just leave work and never return. We erroneously think that by cutting off communication, we can avoid unpleasant conflicts or hurting someone's feelings. But that is not what happens. Psychologists warn us of the dangers of ghosting. They describe the behavior as passive-aggressive, cowardly, reflecting emotional immaturity, and deeply, deeply hurting people. Dr. Marty Nemko, in an article in Psychology Today, wrote this: "Straight talk to ghosters. I'll be unvarnished. Whether in your work or personal life, ghosting is beyond rude. It's cruel. Respond, even if it's just to respond with a one-liner. Otherwise, you need to face that you're not the good person you claim to be." End quote. Another important part of this problem is that having been ghosted, you are now more likely to ghost others. You know, I know his message is very unvarnished indeed, but I decided to include it here because it doesn't take much to not be a ghoster. While an actual face-to-face conversation is often better, even a simple response, "Thanks, but I got another job. I wanted you to know I changed my mind." I don't think we're a match. It's the humane thing to do. Ghosting offers nothing good to either the ghoster or the ghosted. Why? 4 words. They must trust you. And the third thing I think you should quit. Quit believing that if it's to be, it's up to me. What happens to you is never up to just you. You will do nothing alone. But even if you could, if you were the sole exception to no man is an island rule, you'd be missing the human experience. We thrive only when we connect. Harvard psychology professor Daniel Gilbert, an expert on happiness, wrote this: "If I had to summarize all the scientific literature on the causes of human happiness in the world, it would be one word: social. We are by far the most social species on Earth. If I wanted to predict your happiness and I could only know one thing about you, I wouldn't want to know your gender, religion, health, or income. I'd want to know about your friends and your families and your bonds with them." Dr. Blake is right. I have been trotting all over the globe with the message, when you can't keep up, connect. And here's what I really know. Connection is the solution to just about every problem you will ever face. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't make plans and dream and persist and throw everything you've got at something. It just means that the minute you think it's all up to you, you're cooked. So find partners and allies and teachers and mentors, champions of your cause. Join a community and stay connected to your family and friends, and call your mother. Why? 4 words: because you must trust them. Now, one heads up, when you decide to quit something, no doubt you're going to get some pushback. So when you do, I want you to remember this anonymous truism: opportunity may knock only once, but temptation will lean on the doorbell. You will be seduced with advice to just keep things the way they are. Stay focused on the prize. You can do this. I have been fascinated with the power of quitting for many years, and at first I thought I was very clever that I had discovered this important truth. It turns out I'm not the only one who knows this. Author Brene Brown of TED Talk fame wrote, "If you want to figure out the way, start with what's in the way." And Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor in the 2nd century, said, "What stands in the way is the way." And that's how universal truths are. Every generation gets to rediscover them and put them into practice. And now, it is your turn. What will you quit? Years from now, when you say to your friends, "Let me tell you about the time I quit," you will see in your story that your actions sprang from a clear intention and led you to a good life in ways you probably could never expect. And you will be grateful that you knew that one of the secrets to success, winners quit. I am wishing you a wonderful, exciting, juicy life. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Laverty, and thank you for teaching us how to quit the right way. On behalf of the faculty, it is my honor to congratulate the Spring 2019 graduates on this special occasion. Commencement is a time of recognition of your academic accomplishments, so we join your family and friends in celebrating your success. And now assisting with the presentation of degree candidates are President Blake, the academic deans, our registrar, Ms. Diane Mitchell, and Associate Provost, Dr. Mary Wern.
Good afternoon. I'm Mary Wern, Associate Provost here at Middle Georgia State University, and I'm just delighted to call forth each of the graduates participating in today's ceremony. So to begin, candidates for degrees in the Master of Science in Management, please come forward to receive congratulations from Dean Shin, Dean Cantwell, Provost Anderson, and President Blake. Jessica Brooke Etheridge. Tamara Shanice Harvey. Thomas Lowry. David Tran. Candidates for undergraduate degrees in the School of Business, please come forward to receive congratulations from Dean Shin, Provost Anderson, and President Blake. Tyler Elliott Arthur. Andrew C. Beck, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jessica R. Bennett, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Pamela Denise Bauman. Jenna Noelle Brantley. Melanie J. Brown. Glenn Allen Carter. Caitlin Christensen, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Megan Nicole Coleman, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Kevin Coleman. Adriana W. Collins. Carly Danae Curry, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Kiana A. Dalis, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Charles L. Fessmeyer. Marshall Denise Glover. William R. Glover. Cristobal Gomez. Wesley Lorito Hancock. Jacqueline Melanie Here. Megan R. Jenkins. Christy M. Cadle. Matthew Kirksey. Abigail R. Ledesma. Alicia Lee. Michelle Ann London. David Jaime Lopez. Betty Jean Marshall. Carolyn E. Martin. Trivia Jaree McCoy. Asia McDowell. Amber Haley Morgan, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Landon Norris. Catherine Cart Osborne, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Dylan Camper Pate, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Logan Lee Peavy. Brooke Neely Pennington. David Presley. Jamie Christine Preston, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Jasmine S. Rainey Way, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Twinetia Danielle Sanders. Allison Smith. Octavio Tamala, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jonathan Perry Teese, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Hannah Claire Tuck, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jacob S. Walker, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Ruby Ann Wilford. Joseph Christian Wood. Candidates for degrees in the Master of Arts in Teaching, please come forward to receive congratulations from Dean Beek, Dean Cantwell, Provost Anderson, and President Blake. Danielle E. Adams. Nancy Nicole Balchunas. Melinda Dawn Hagee. Kristen Hanlon. Eric Scott Knudsen. Ashley Plunkett O'Tyson. Christopher M. Tressler. Candidates for undergraduate degrees in the School of Education and Behavioral Science, please come forward to receive congratulations from Dean Beek, Provost Anderson, and President Blake. help you with that. Ashley Barksdale, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Jonathan Berrigan. Alexi Berry. Autumn Nicole Cantrell. Christina Carolyn Carlisle. Aaliyah J. Carter. Courtney R. Chambers. Joshua Delton Cockrell. Adam Alexander Doyle, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Ryan Jacob Graham, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Ariel Garrier. James Edward Hall. James Christopher Harrell, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Sean Darius Markeisha Harris. Crystal Nidia Hooks. Taylor Nicole Hopper. Bria Hurt, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Cassie L. Engel. Corbin B. Engel. Maura J. Jackson. Tamara Shante Lawson. Stephanie Lester. Kaylee Ava Quaid Manning, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Scott Anthony Marshall. Deborah Lynn Parfit, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Monica Carmen Quinton. Ryan I. Sislo, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Alexander Doran Snyder. Sierra D. Stevens. Taylor D. Thomas. Bridget Traylor, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Ashley D. Vinson. Antonia Janae Wiggins, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Christina R. Woodworth, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Brandy Nicole Tim Mills. Melissa Michelle Williams. Deborah Bartholomew, Dean's List Scholar. Alana Nicole Bland, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Tiffany Jean Carty, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Martin Carlton Coffin. Jessica Marie Clark, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Taylor Cravey. Kathleen Elizabeth Davis. Marlene Rachel Dietz. Amanda Elizabeth Griffin. Angel Harris. Catherine Hill. Getting a black up there. Rachel Howdeshell. Shamika Shanae Ingram. Brittany Weddle Johnson. Jordan Ashley Kushinka. Nellie Elise Maddox. Courtney Brooke Mansfield. Caitlin S. McLeod, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Samantha G. Miller, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Scarlett Brooke Moore, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Amaris B. Nieves, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Amber N. Pate, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Demetria Penix. Emily Megan Reed. Derek Robinson. Chelsea Logan Russell, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Sierra Marie Salcedo, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Kendra Faith Scott. Ashley Grace Scully, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Haley Brooke Seats, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Chelsea Snell. Angel Deanna Swain, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Bailey Thomas, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Marion Warren. Jordan Michaela Williams, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar.
Thank you, Dr. Wern. President Blake, on behalf of the faculty, I proudly present these candidates who have now satisfied all requirements for graduation and ask that you confer degrees upon them.
So, class of 2019, we come to the formal part of this ceremony. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree or certificate you have so diligently pursued, with all of the rights and the responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations, class of 2019. You are graduates. Okay. Now, hey, you, class of 2019, you've got some happy supporters out there. They feel as finished as you do, that's for sure. Graduates, you've also earned an additional right, which we capture in another little short ceremony now. Signifying your transition that just happened 3 minutes ago from being a candidate to a graduate, we are going to continue a tradition that we began 5 years ago. In a moment, we're going to be joined by a great group of people who were in your seats before. Some alumni are coming back. And what they are going to do with the front row in a moment is have you stand, but stay seated for now. And they're going to take the tassel, which is on your right side, and they are going to move it over to your left side, because from now on you will always wear that tassel on the left side. You will then turn around and do that to the row behind, and that row will turn around and do that to the row behind, and we'll see how quickly you get through to the which column wins. Okay, did we follow that? That was your last assignment. Okay, so with that, alumni, thank you. Welcome back to our alumni. Let's welcome back all our alumni here. Right, so alums, would you please say hi to the graduates sitting in front of you? On the count of 3, we start. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, thank you. Friends, family, the class of 2019. Please be seated. Please be seated. I'm allowed as president to get the final word in, and I'm going to do that now. Seriously, though, graduates, we're so very proud of you. And you know, as so many of you have told me, that our faculty and our staff have worked with you and encouraged you and sought to find the very best in you. We talk about find your greatness at Middle Georgia State. They have seen greatness in you, and I believe have helped you find it and continue to find it. Because as Mary said, you may not have to know it all yet. Some of you will return here in the fall to begin a graduate degree. We look forward to welcoming you back. Others will continue in your professions and your lives, and you will move from Macon or from Dublin, and you will go all over the world. I know we have people going back to Europe after this ceremony. But wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you will be our alumni, sons and daughters, as Judge Luke Meyer said, sons and daughters of Middle Georgia State. This is a special, enduring relationship. It is not taken for granted. It takes work, but we will always have pride in you being here today. I have one very important request of you. In a way, it picks up also on what Mary said about don't ghost. Would you make sure that in the next few days, the people who have played a part in your life getting you to this ceremony today, that you let them know that you are a graduate of Middle Georgia State, that you are proud of your degree and you're going to do something good with it. Please let them know, because that will inspire them too. Your degrees are given to you. They are not for you alone. They are for the common good, and the world needs that. So I charge you as ambassadors of the university to take that and go and do great things in the world. Throughout this ceremony, we have been talking about transitions, yours at this pivotal point, and Middle Georgia State as an institution. And it is now my pleasure, as we bring this ceremony towards its close, to call us to sing the Alma Mater, tradition that we began when we became a university in 2015. Please stand and welcome back to the podium Dr. Robert McTire, who will lead us in singing our Alma Mater, Knights of Truth and Honor.
You'll find the text on the back of your program. Through the rolling hills of Georgia, in the heart of the great Peach State, we build the future, shaping lives. The quest is ours to take, with boundless possibilities and the lessons of the past. We sons and daughters of MGA, our friendships everlast. We knights of truth and honor, with knowledge as our sword, we raise our voices loud and clear, our hearts at MGA. I extend to you my very best wishes as you enter the next phase of your life. We're grateful that you chose your education at this university. There are many fine colleges and universities around the nation and the world, but we have a relationship with you, and we thank you for that. Congratulations to you all. Would you please stay standing as the recessional takes place? To family and friends in the audience, please wait until the last of the graduates have left. And with this, ladies and gentlemen and graduates, I declare the commencement exercises for spring 2019 now concluded. Congratulations to you.